Hi traders, you are welcome to this video on the best forex pairs to trade. Now, if you are a new trader or if you are new to forex, one of the first questions you'll have is which currency pairs should I focus on? That's exactly what we're going to be covering in this video. So by the end of this guide, you'll know the minor, the major, and the exotic pairs, along with why certain pairs are better for beginners. Okay, now in forex, currencies are always traded in pairs. All right, for example, you have Euro USD. Okay, the euro against the US dollar means you are trading the euro against the US dollar. That's for Euro USD. Right, the first currency is called the base currency. So in this case, euro is the base currency. In the case of GBP USD, GBP is the base currency. In the case of GBP JPY, GBP is the base currency. All right, now the second is called the quote currency. So in this case of GBP JPY, JPY is the quote currency. In the case of GBP USD, USD is the quote currency. In the case of Euro USD, USD is the quote currency. Okay, when you see a price, it tells you how much of the quote currency is needed to buy 1 unit of the base currency. So what this means now, let us use GBP JPY as an example. As the price is currently at 198.858, it means you need 198.858 yen, Japanese yen, to buy 1 Great British pound. Okay, do you understand? So the price that you see here means one of the base currency is equal to this amount of the quote currency, or in other words, you need this amount of the quote currency to purchase one of the base currency. All right, to purchase 1 unit of the base currency. So now the major forex pairs are the most traded and most liquid pairs in the world. Okay, they are called the major pairs. They are the most traded and the most liquid in the world. So these always include the US dollar. The US dollar is always included in these pairs. Okay, so now I am just going to show you. I'm going to show you. Let's just write them out for you. Okay, so the major forex pairs are Euro USD is one of the most popular. That's the euro against the US dollar. All right, the euro against the US dollar. Okay, now this is the most traded pair globally. Okay, it's known for its high liquidity and relatively stable behavior. Okay, now we also have GBP USD, which is the British pound, right? The British pound against the US dollar. All right, this is often more volatile than Euro USD, making it attractive for active traders. All right, then we have USD JPY. Remember that these are the major pairs that we are listing out. Okay, so this is the US dollar against the Japanese yen. All right, it's a highly liquid pair that often reacts strongly to economic and political events. Now we also have the AUD USD. Okay, this is the Australian dollar against the US dollar. All right, this is Australian dollar against the US dollar. Okay, it's influenced heavily by commodities like gold and natural resources. Okay, and then we have USD CHF. Okay, USD CHF is the US dollar against the Swiss franc. US dollar against the Swiss franc is USD CHF. It's known as a safe haven pair, especially during uncertain times. So these major pairs are generally the best place for beginners to start because they have tight spreads, high liquidity, and a lot of available information and analysis. All right. Now, let us talk about the minor Forex pairs. Now, remember that these are the major Forex pairs. Okay. These are the major Forex pairs. So now let us look at the minor Forex pairs now. Okay. So the minor Forex pairs are those that don't include the US dollar, but still involve, major currencies. Examples are the euro against the British pound. The euro against the British pound, that is euro GBP. All right. Another one is euro against the Japanese yen. Okay. So the euro GBP is commonly traded within Europe. The euro JPY provides a balance of liquidity and volatility. Okay. And then we have AUD JPY. It's the Australian dollar against the Japanese yen. It's popular for traders who like volatility and trends. Now, minors can offer good opportunities, but spreads are usually, a bit higher than the majors. Okay, for want of time, I just have to list out a few. All right. Don't think that these are the only minor Forex pairs that we have. Okay, just know that the minors are those that do not include US dollar. Of course, I didn't mention GBP, JPY, and the rest of them. Okay, that do not include the US dollar. There are a variety of the minor Forex pairs. They are popularly traded, but they do not include the US dollar. You can even list them yourself. Okay. So, but for the AUD I'm just listing just a few of the most common ones, right? The AUD is popular for traders who like volatility and trends. Okay, minors, they actually offer good opportunities, but spreads are usually a bit higher than the majors. Then finally, we have the exotic Forex pairs. The exotic Forex pairs. Right now, exotic pairs involve one major currency and one from an emerging or smaller economy. Examples include the US TRY, which is the US dollar against the Turkish lira, and then we have the US ZAR, which is the US dollar against the South African rand. All right, and then we have USSGD, which is the US dollar against the Singapore dollar. So just to mention a few. All right, so exotic pairs can be riskier because they often have wider spreads and less liquidity. However, they may move sharply during certain economic events. For beginners, it's usually best to focus on majors. All right, and in some cases minors. Okay. So is the best, the most advisable, or the most recommended is the major Forex currency pairs. Then, well, if you're looking for additional assets, you can go for the minor Forex pairs as well if you are a beginner, okay, before exploring the exotics. All right. So which are the best Forex pairs to trade? For most beginners, the answer is the majors. They are easier to follow, they have plenty of educational resources available, and they tend to have smoother price movements. As you gain more experience, you can expand into minors and eventually experiment with exotic pairs if they suit your strategy. And that is the full breakdown of the best Forex pairs to trade. Okay, we covered major pairs, minor pairs, and exotic pairs, along with why each group matters. So with this knowledge, you can choose pairs that match your trading style and practice analyzing them on your MT4 or MT5 platform. If you found this guide helpful, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe for more Forex trading tutorials, strategies, and market breakdowns. Thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Happy trading.